I think for us, we try really hard to place a focused effort on defining a destination. One of the quotes I love is from Yogi Berra, and I think he said it jokingly, but it's him, so maybe he didn't. But he said, we have to be really careful if we don't know where we're going because we might not get there. And I look at that, and it's sort of true in investing as well, right? Like we want to put purpose behind the dollars. And generally, for us, we like to take a more people-focused approach as opposed to a money-focused approach. And people are passionate about purpose. They want to have purpose. So our role becomes helping them define that purpose and developing a path to get there. So much of what that really does is it points back to true wealth, which we talk about a lot, or finding your freedom, and that's going to be a different destination for everybody. But ultimately, for us, there's kind of two caution points because what we're trying to develop at the end of the day is partnership. And so when we look at partnership, what that is walking arm in arm, it's walking shoulder to shoulder. And 2 points of caution for us then would be the person who hasn't really spent any time developing purpose behind their dollars or developing a future plan or a future goal that they want to accomplish. What happens then is they come in and they say, we have this money, we need it managed. We don't care, you just do it. What that does is it takes us from shoulder to shoulder and it pushes us as the advisor out front, and all of a sudden we're leading the charge. And ultimately what that's going to do is we're the one now defining your life. We're the one defining the purpose behind your dollars, and we're not you. So if we miss the mark, sometimes we'll say if what you thought to be true turned out not to be, when would you want to know? We don't want to be the ones that 20 years down the road, we say, hey, it's retirement time, and you say that is not at all what I wanted or what I had thought. That's not what we want. We don't want to be the ones out front defining the purpose in your life. The second caution that we have is kind of the alternate scenario where somebody comes in and the only thing they care about is beating the S&P 500. They want to know what their return is. They look at it every day. They're going to be frustrated if things, aren't going the way they think they should in terms of returns. Because what that does is, again, it takes us from shoulder to shoulder, but now it pushes them out front, and we're constantly trying to chase to meet expectation. It puts us across the table from each other, and it's almost a you against us mentality as opposed to putting us together. So what we want to do is we want to walk hand in hand. We want to develop that partnership. We want to help unpack what are the goals, where do you want to be. That's where the financial plan comes in. So we put a focused effort on that financial plan and helping build that path towards those goals, defining that purpose with those dollars. And I think it's that focused effort that really does differentiate us from a lot of financial advisors out there. Because ultimately, too, what happens then is we both share an accountability. Our accountability is going to come into play in terms of being a fiduciary and the requirement to do what's in your best interest as the client, and helping build an efficient path to accomplish the goals and setting strategy and developing strategy. But you also have some accountability in that as well, because to some extent, we can't put the plan in place for you. You have to take an active step into putting that plan in place as well. So there's shared accountability, there's shared partnership, and ultimately by creating that destination, by creating that plan, and by having purpose behind those dollars, we can really try to accomplish something special. So ultimately, that's what we would say is the differentiator between us and a lot of people out there, is that focused effort and the time we put in to trying to define those things. So if you're in the wondering or the wandering stage and you're tired of it and you're ready to kind of put a plan in place and put some purpose behind the dollars and just don't necessarily know what those next steps are, that's where we come into play, and we'd love to have a conversation with you when the time's right.